Bonjour, nous arrivons en France. We're here, we've arrived. Quick stop off for a quick coffee. We're on our way now. Our first stop is a camping car park at Is-sur-Tille, where there'll be a supermarket where we can get some provisions. We're on our way.
Day one in France.
Yes. Coffee and croissant seems to be the required start for the day, I think.
It is, yeah. We're on a toll road. We just pulled into a service area. We'll talk to you today about toll roads because there is lots of discussion about them, good, bad and indifferent. And we're going to want to move progressively, and we think toll roads have got a part to play in that because we want to crack on and get through France down to the sunshine. So we'll talk to you about toll roads today. I think we'll also talk to you about supermarkets.
Supermarkets, yes, the different choices that you've got. I think it's always good to compare choice and cost when you're travelling through somewhere. So we'll have a look at that on this vlog as well.
Excellent. Anything else?
And we're also going to be using a camping car park tonight, which is our preferred option to stay when we're travelling through France. They're a private network of ours that you pay a fee for to stay there. So we'll show you them as well. Going shopping now, maybe some time.
I stopped for a quick coffee. It's always a good thing about France is the air system, of course. Always somewhere nice to stop and stretch the dog's legs because she's been whinging a bit. She's doing well actually, to be fair, but it's still a young dog really. But as long as we get her out and give her a good leg stretch, she's fine. But she does get a bit bored after a while. We're just smiling actually because somebody pulled up in a Heimer at the side of us and their dog's that not bothered. Just they've had to kick it out to go and have a wee. It just couldn't wait to get back in its bed. So just shows you ages and different breeds, I guess.
So you're going straight on at the roundabout. Clear left. Oops, there we go. Oh, they've got a Carrefour market, but they're always quite good. A bit pricey, but good. You can't fault a town that's got a Lidl. Take the next exit. Always like a good Lidl. Yes, they will like it. Plenty of room to park your motorhome. In fact, I can see it now, just over the bridge on the right-hand side. And it will hopefully show you why, because there's a very interesting ancient bridge, for want of a better word, that's very close by that we can walk to. It's very pretty. There we go. Well, it's a bit of a tight entrance. There we go. And hopefully, if it all works as it should do, all I need to do, she says, if she can get a seatbelt off, is put the card underneath and we should be able to get in. So all the instructions are there. Enter, you put your plastic card underneath. There we go, and we're in. Ooh, the plan works. There we go. So choose a pitch. There's 31 pitches here apparently. All have got electric.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a 7 a.m. run time. Well, it's about 7:30 actually.
Yes.
We've had to creep off the site holding Poppy under his arm because normally she barks with excitement when we go running. So we've had to pretend we're going somewhere else. So we're outside the site now and we're going to have a run. We've got something to show you actually. I think you'll enjoy it. It's something special.
Where Romans have trodden 2,000 years ago. You can almost hear the centurions bellowing at the slaves to build faster and build better. We're about 1.5 miles into the run, and this is the top of the aqueduct at Pont de Garde. Now this was built 2,000 years ago by the Romans, and they put it here to send water to Nimes, which is 50 kilometres away. That's a fair feat of engineering. Some of the bricks here, or some of the stones, are more than 6 tons in weight, and they're so precisely carved that they didn't need mortar to build it. So we've climbed a bit of a height here because this is the tallest aqueduct that the Romans built. So the old good thing is what goes up must go down.
Good to have one now, love. A bit warm, it's getting sticky, isn't it?
Lovely temperature for running though, and a nice breeze. Oh, wonderful. Really enjoyed it.
So we showered after that nice run this morning. It was quite pleasant. I got t-shirts and shorts on for the first time for a few months. So I'm really happy. It does my soul good. We're parked now on the Lidl forecourt. Lidl, the motorhome's friend. Helen's gone in to do some shopping. Me and Pops are just hanging here. So I thought I'd just talk to you about a couple of things that people have asked me about while we've been travelling down. There's more and more information coming in from Spain at the moment. It suggests that certainly in the coastal regions, places are busy. And so I get asked the question of a lot, do we book? What's our attitude to booking? And of course, what you tend to see with this is people have a fixed view on it, generally. It seems, anyway, at least when we're looking at it. Poppy, of course, don't like to be left out of the video. Yeah, I know, baby, I know. So we got a little bit of a different view of booking and not to book. This is our take on most things, is that whenever I see a fixed position, I always get concerned about that. Most of my life spent dealing with strategy and tactics, and I don't think there's bad strategy or bad tactics, just the wrong strategy and the wrong tactics. And so we try to look at things slightly differently. I always look at things more of what's critical, what's desirable, and what doesn't really matter. And so when you're looking at whether you should book somewhere, if there's a place where you want to visit that's critical to the success of the trip, in other words, one of the highlights that you're looking forward to is being at a specific location at a specific time, and you want to be, so when we went to Berlin, for example, we particularly wanted to be on a Stellplatz at the side of the metro, so we could come and go as we please straight onto the Berlin Underground and in and out of the city. We knew it was busy. So the success of the holiday or the trip was to go to Berlin. It was one of the main reasons to go. So we booked it because we couldn't really, if we couldn't get on the site, it would be detrimental. So we booked it. We go somewhere else and it's desirable maybe to get on, but not critical, then we'd look for something else. So if it was a bank holiday, if it was in a coastal area that we knew was particularly busy, then we might book it. If it wasn't, if it was somewhere that was particularly interesting to us, but we didn't think there was other demands on the facilities, then we might not. And if it's just at the other end where, yeah, it's nice, but it's not the end of the world if we don't go, then we might not book it. And that's how we look at the world. We don't look at it in a binary way, because from my experience in life has taught me that if you hang on to one position slavishly throughout, eventually it's going to let you down by law of averages and probability factors. The same really rolls over to the second question that I get asked a lot about toll roads. And there is the strong argument, you'll get a very strong argument of people saying, we don't use toll roads. The only thing that you can say about toll roads that's negative really is that it costs money and it's not cheap. That's the first thing. And secondly is it's a bit sort of, it's a bit boring really, I suppose. If you're driving mile after mile and mile on a motorway, it's not the most interesting. Whereas if you're pulling through French villages, it's very scenic and very nice. And so for us, the priorities are speed and efficiency. And so that comes at a cost maybe in terms of we've got to pay for the toll roads, but they are the best roads in France. They are like the best roads in Europe potentially. Very quick transitioning down here. Very good service areas. You tend to alternate between fuel and non-fuel service areas. So we don't tend to fill up with fuel on the motorways, because like in the motorways in the UK, you'll pay a premium for your fuel. So we fuel up off-site, off motorway, go on the motorway, and then aim for the areas when it's time to stretch Poppy's legs and have a coffee. Aim for the areas that don't have fuel, because they tend to be more sort of rest areas, more almost like parkland feel to them. And they're very, very good and very safe. Although I wouldn't recommend that you stay on them overnight, because that's where people have had problems. So yeah, so for us on this trip, it works. On another trip, it might not. So again, we're back to this thing where there's no rigid right or wrong. It's about considering what you want to achieve and the best way to do it. And for us coming down, we don't mind paying the toll fees, because it's enabling us to travel faster through. And of course, when you've got 2 drivers, you can keep changing every couple of hours and you can just keep going. And if you need to, you can chunk through. In fact, the limiter for us is Poppy. So how was Lidl?
Lidl was all right, actually. It was a little bit of a strangely... You know, you talk about Lidl with the middle aisle where you can buy completely random things. Well, that confused me, because it wasn't a middle aisle, it was an end aisle. So, and it was a bit bedlam inside, but... So
did you go still looking at the strange articles in the middle?
Strange articles in the middle, just to compare what they were like, you know, but...
No purchases?
No. I was too busy trying to work out what everything was cost, because it's definitely more expensive in France than it is at home. Even vegetables, fruit, you name it, everything's more expensive. So
yeah, hoping for better in Spain.
I have got a bottle of the local wine, so what could be better?
Well, that was an interesting 3 hours. 40-mile-an-hour side winds really were buffeting us coming down there. It was a bit like sailing a ship rather than driving a motorhome, but we're here, we're safe. On another camping car parks. Probably not the most scenic of camping car parks we've been on. It's a bit of a dusty bowl really, but it'll do just for one night. It's a stone's throw from the Spanish border. It looks nice spot. You can see mountains with snow on. It's not far from Argelès-sur-Mer, and we've been on this coast before quite a lot over the years, and in fact we cycled right down it over there into Calais and onto the Spanish border that way down the coastline. It's quite a good place to cycle. Well, 3 hours drive and we're past Barcelona and down to a place called Villanova, which is Sitges is the nearest tourist place really to here. Yeah. It's a site we've used about 4 times when we've been transiting down to the Valencia community area. It's quite a good site and it's quite nice to drop into it's a big site, pretty good good facilities. And we're just ready for a site really, I think, after a few days on the air.
I think so, yeah.
So we're just waiting to be taken down apparently to the last available pitch on the site.
It is full.
Thankfully we had a booking because there was somebody waiting to say, have you got a booking? So definitely what people are reporting is sounding like it's true that the sites are very full, and some provision needs to be made for that if you want to stay on site. But it's certainly by the coast.
Good morning. We've had a great 24 hours here at Villanova Park. We didn't do any filming yesterday afternoon. We went for a beer and used their very hot showers that they've got here. Now, Villanova Park's a big site. It's got plenty of facilities. It's open all year. And one of the pulling points for it is it's very close to Barcelona. And if you book in at reception, you can get tickets. And there are 6 buses a day that take you backwards and forwards to Barcelona. But today now it's time to move on to one of our favourite sites at Valencia. So join us in the next vlog where we'll show you even more. Helen out.